everybody. Welcome to episode 49 of the Unwrapped Leader Podcast, where we get raw, real, and relevant in the new network marketing and helping you become a gifted leader in your business. My name is Teisha from Canada.
And I'm Dracy from Australia.
And today we want to talk about a swear word in network marketing. And that is pyramid schemes. People jump when they hear that word. People get nervous when they hear that word. And we want to tell you how to have confidence in your pyramid scheme. So obviously that's sarcasm, guys, but we really want to bring up this topic because we get objections every day about why people don't want to get started in a network marketing business. There's objections about, I don't have time for this, or I don't have the money for this, or I'm too scared, I don't know enough people. But one that honestly does not come up often, but we get so worked up about it is that a pyramid scheme? Are you part of one of those scams? Like, let's be honest. How many times are you actually hearing that? And if you are hearing it often, you're going to find out why you're hearing it often. So our goal for this episode is to just help you have confidence in what you do. And I want you to be comfortable with receiving an objection like this and not take something like this personally, where you feel like you need to defend yourself and, getting so worked up that, oh my gosh, am I in the right place? Or, that's why a lot of people lack confidence in selling the position that they're in. And it all comes down to your belief in this and how it's helped people. And that's what we really want to focus on, is how has this industry helped people, right? And it's helped people in so many more ways. It's helped people in ways of, increasing their income. It's helped people in ways of increasing their confidence and their passion for something. It gives people a community. It gives people a reason to do something outside of, just their work life or just their kids. So there's so many reasons that, we talk about in terms of objections that we receive, but we really want to focus and hone in on this one today, and how you can just have confidence with it and be playful with it. So Dracy's going to get us started with just basically talking about what this is, how to handle those objections. And then I'm going to follow up with telling you guys why, you may or may not be hearing this objection often. There's a reason for it. So go ahead.
Great opening, Teisha. And I just have to say, this pyramid scheme has given me a 30-year career of a 6-figure income every single year, and excelled in that, and been able to be, a mom first with my 4 kids, and be able to have the flexibility now with my grandbabies. But not just me, just the lives that have changed, because I have been so brave and been able to go out there so confidently that this industry it can change people's lives. And just like you said, helping people gain confidence in themselves, be their best version of themselves, but most importantly, the extra income or the career opportunities that they've been able to give them. But I really want to come down to pyramid scheme. And there's reasons why people, there's definitely genuine reasons why people automatically think this is a pyramid scheme. And number one is because a pyramid scheme in itself does have a recruitment base to it, and network marketing has a recruitment base to it. But let me actually just share the real definition of what a pyramid scheme is, because a pyramid scheme technically it's a fraudulent business model that recruits members through promoting a payment system or service by enrolling others into the scheme. Okay, sound familiar? Rather than providing an actual investment or sale of a product or service. And so again, what are they actually selling? And it's usually just the idea. There's no actual transaction of an actual product or service. And the scheme actually relies strictly on recruitment of more and more members in order to sustain itself. So ultimately, the only people that benefit from it are the people at the top. And so this is what makes ours so uniquely different, is that everybody benefits in the network marketing industry, and you get to choose the level that you get to go at based on your volume and you being the best version of yourself. And there is a product and there is usually a service in what we do. And so I think it always comes down to education. And there may have been, back in the old days when it was first evolving and becoming a part of, an actual industry itself, there may have been some people that gave it a distasteful taste. And remember, you have this whole, people are more likely to remember that than all the good things that have actually this industry has been able to offer. And so I believe when people actually say, is it a pyramid scheme? They really don't really know enough to know what a pyramid scheme is. And so one of the ways I've always overcame that is by asking them, well, what is a pyramid scheme? Just to see their level of how much they know what a pyramid scheme is. And most likely their answers is not that. And that's all I get to say is, oh no, it's not that at all. The true passion about what I do is help other people. I solve their problems, and I get to help change their lives. And that is the difference. And what I love about what I do is people don't have to make a major investment to start making money right away. And so there's a few tips that I always look for, and I suggest and recommend. People come to me a lot to, looking at new business opportunities, or especially in this industry. And I usually recommend a few things to look for. Number one is the product or service. Is it consumable? Like, I definitely always recommend somebody, if you're going to be in a wanting to share and sell something, is make sure it's a consumable product. I'm not saying all products are consumable, and they're probably maybe still good, but again, if you had a checklist, I'd say my checklist would say consumable product. The other checklist is success stories. As other people in the business, as what their success stories is. What is their 30, 60, 90-day success story? And the leaders in the company, the longevity. And so I am a really big advocate on the longevity. Now, if it is a new company and they say it's ground floor, then okay, that's exciting. But here's what you need to look at is the people running the show. What is their credibility and what is their longevity? So again, we're consumers. We have a responsibility ourselves as a consumer to do our due diligence on any business. And so look for the product, look for the people, and then look for those programs that allow you to start making money right away as you build a long-term residual income, because this business has so much to offer. And then the other fun thing, the other fun thing is just have fun with it. Like, people are only naturally wanting to give objections because that's who we are as human beings, is to be skeptical. And let's face it, when we raise our children, our parents, whatever we ask for, they're always programmed to say no to us. So we expect people to say no. And that's why. And so when you're talking to people, the reaction is to say no or to be skeptical. So get to know them, be interested in them, let them open up and find out what their real needs are. And you'll be able to really address and assess that. And so have fun again. Okay, what is it that you do? Like, that's what people really want to know. And I love it when they ask me what I do is I help serve other people to get what they want. And I help problem solve and make people's dreams come true. And if you really allow that to be your sole Northern Star, you're going to have fun with this no matter what kind of objections people absolutely give you. So that's my tip of the day. Have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. I think when people get way too worked up, it's like, you're just hurting yourself in the end, because what you put out there is what you get back, which is what I'm talking about. But I quickly just want to share one thing. So, there's people, the reality is that there's people in every single industry out there who give their industry a bad name. It's not just network marketing. Like, have you ever been to a restaurant where you've had the worst customer service, or just someone was just plain rude? Maybe it was like a dental office, like wherever it is. Have you ever just had an experience where you were just not treated the way you should have been treated in that area? Are you gonna, now let's say it was a restaurant, are you gonna boycott that restaurant? Well, you might. If you had a really bad taste in your mouth, you might. But a lot of times it's like, if you really like something, like, the product or service, like, so let's use McDonald's, one of the biggest chain restaurants in the world. If you just like love a good Big Mac from McDonald's, like I do, but I go to one location and this person was terrible or the food was bad, I'm not boycotting McDonald's. I'll tell you that. There might be a chance I go back a couple more times, and if they keep messing it up, I'm just going to go find a new restaurant. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing here. Like, it sucks that we have people that don't give our industry a good name sometimes, because people aren't taught the proper skills, or people do what they think they're supposed to do, or people aren't in it for the good in it for the right reasons. And that's just the reality. But we don't boycott the whole thing because of one person, right? We just go find a new person. And that's why in this industry, there's a variety of distributors. And if you caught our last episode, we talked all about customer service, right? We talked about how important it is, and that sure, your product might be good, but if people are going to continue ordering from you, but you have crap customer service, they're just probably going to go find someone else because they don't need someone that is not checking up on them or not, taking care of their needs. You may have a good product, but it's not enough. You have to have the service too. So, with that being said, I always say what you talk about comes about. So, I have to just share, in my almost 6 years of being a part of this industry, I have not heard this objection once, like to my face, through a message, through a phone call. I've not heard it once. But the reason I haven't heard it once, and I will say there's haters on the internet, and you're going to hear it from haters on the internet if you're posting a lot. And you know what? If you have no one hating on you, no one saying anything kind of controversial on your stuff, then you're probably not showing up, right? I mean, the reality is people are going to like and hate our stuff no matter what we post. So you might as well just post what you value and what means the most to you, what you find is important, right? Like, don't be somebody else, just be yourself, because no matter what, someone's gonna hate you, right? And there's people out there that are just like, have you ever seen those accounts, Dracy? I don't know, sometimes Instagram, Facebook, wherever, you can find them everywhere, and they're literally anti-MLM accounts, and it's just they just literally spend their day hating on people. They probably search us through hashtags, who knows, but it's just like, are you even going to try and argue with those people? Like, to Dracy's point, just have fun with it, especially people like I've seen people comment on my post before, something like negative, and I go look at their profile first. And if you see the first thing like I saw was like anti-MLM, well, I'm probably not going to try and reason with that person because they've created their whole identity around being anti-MLM. Like, I don't have time or energy for that. But the reason I've never received this objection really from anyone that I know, people might think it, but no one says it to me, because I focus on the dream. I don't focus on the drama. I don't focus on people who think this is a pyramid scheme, because that is not my target audience. I don't give a crap. People who want to believe that, let them believe it. I know what this industry has done for me and my family and my mental health and for the people in my organization. I've seen the success people have done. And if a pyramid scheme means benefiting me and helping me become the best version of myself, helping me create financial freedom, helping me create time flexibility, and giving me the opportunity to impact people to become leaders in this business, and has led me to create an amazing brand called the Unwrapped Leader with one of my favorite people who's introduced me to this, I guess I'm part of a pyramid scheme. Like, I want to be part of this, and I want you to see that vision, and I want you guys to show that too. Like,
and nobody has to die. Nobody has to die or lose their job for you to get to roll up to a new position to get promoted.
Yeah, like, have you ever heard the analogy? Actually, you probably told me the analogy, because everything I really know is from you, where it's like, I mean, I get why they, I get it, where it's like, oh yeah, it's shaped like a pyramid, like all the people making money are at the top. Okay, the people who are making money are putting in the work. Then there's people who are joining for a discount, and then there's people who are joining to just share it with friends. People who come into this wanting to make a big business and put in the work and persist and know when it's time to level up, and they make those decisions and they just invest in themselves to learn more and do better. Those are the people succeeding. And you know what? Yeah, there is only 1% of those people, because majority people who join network marketing, either one, didn't have the goal in the first place to go big. I mean, I didn't have the goal at first. I was probably in that 99%, from the start, like statistically thinking, like I was in that 99%, but I had such huge passion for it that I worked up to be in that top 1% of the industry, and anyone could do it. I didn't come in with a lot of like friends that wanted to buy necessarily. I didn't come in with a ton of money to like invest a ton into like a kit and products. Like I honestly felt like I came in with zero. I was also very shy and introverted. What did I come in with? I came in with an open mind. I came in with the motivation to learn, and I just rolled with what I felt. I felt passionate. I felt happy. I felt confident, and I loved feeling that way. So that's why I decided to level up and be part of that 1%, and anyone could be part of that. But I've never received that objection, because I don't want to attract those people. I don't give a crap. And half the time when people comment that, sometimes people delete them, leave them. You know what? Like, what do they say? They say, not the word exposure, but it's like, if you're those people commenting, they're boosting your algorithm, hate or love. You're boosting my algorithm. Actually, sometimes I'll comment If it's something really negative and I know that I have, like, there's no point, I just say, thanks for boosting my algorithm. I think I actually had someone said once, like, I'm going to report you to the police. And I'm like, sick, send them my way. Like, I don't have time, and I just poke fun at it because I don't care. I know what it's done for me. I know what it's done for my family, and I know what it's done for other people. And that's enough for me. So you have to strengthen your belief system so you can see that, you know, like if you don't have, in your opinion, if you're not where you're at, where you want to be yet, like, heck, I'm not even at where I want to be yet. Like, I'm constantly growing. Like, you can still share other people's stories. You've made an impact on someone, whether you know it or not. Like, someone's listening to your story when you're sharing it, whether you think it's too small or what, like, it's not too small. You're relating to somebody. So with that being said, guys, again, social media haters, who cares about them? Like, you could be sarcastic, but it's like, go really look. If they're genuinely curious, they can message you. And like Dracy told you, handle the objection with fun and handle it with, you know, genuine, like, hey, I like empathize with them if they're genuinely curious. Like, hey, I totally understand your concern, but, you know, I'm happy to share how this business model is much different than one of those. I'm just curious, what do you think a pyramid scheme is? Like, get that info from them. Half the time, like Dracy said, they can't even deliver that answer. But if they can, then they're clearly not describing what you do. You know what I mean? So either way, it's a win-win. And like the people who you just know are not worth arguing with, it's like, you know what? Call it whatever you want. Pyramid scheme, affiliate marketing, direct sales. This has been the most fun and rewarding way that I've been able to add extra income and flexibility to my life. Play with it. Who cares? Who cares? Like, just play with it, right? So don't put it out there. Don't put it out there in the universe. I've heard people, teammates, I've heard, you know, I've had people that have followed the Unwrapped Leader that's, you know, reached out to me and said, how do you deal with people who just like constantly say you're in a pyramid scheme? I'm like, I don't even get that much. I don't get it because I don't talk about it. But I went and actually looked at this person's profile, and they constantly talk about pyramid schemes, and they talk about how, like, you know, they poke fun at it, but it's like, sure, once in a while, but like, if you're doing it all the time, like, that's what draws concern, is when you constantly, you know, bring it up or feel the need to defend yourself. That's when people have concerns, because then they're like, wait, is what she's saying, is there any truth behind it? And they'll look for it. But if you don't put it out there, there's nothing to look for. So anyways, that's just my perspective on that. Like, talk about the fun stuff, talk about things that are exciting, because whatever you talk about, that's what people are going to have questions about, right? So talk about the great stuff, talk about the impact you've been making, focus on the dream, focus on the potential, and what it could do for somebody in their life. That's it.
That's it. That was it. You nailed it, darling. And pyramid schemes are illegal. So end of story. And they even created an association called the Direct Sellers Association, you know, to protect our industry, because the industry can and does change so many people's lives. So if it was illegal, we wouldn't be in it doing it. And that's probably the number one. And so a checkup from the neck up, you do your own due diligence. And again, look at it. The products work. The programs work. The people are working it. The question you got to ask is, do you work? And so when we talk about being a CEO of a company, CEO of a business, and you know the pyramids of a CEO of a company, you got the CEO, you got your vice president, you got your store regional managers, your managers, and your store clerks and the greeters. Like, you have to move up those ranks based on, you know, your efforts, of course, and maybe education and waiting for somebody to die. But the minute you get into network marketing and you decide you want to be a CEO, you are the CEO by creating your everyday opportunities. So you get to decide today that you can be a CEO and go out there and have fun with your pyramid scheme and go out there and make a difference in changing people's lives. So please, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do a like. Please share some comments of what your takeaways are. If you're listening here on a podcast, please give us a 5-star review. And again, we'd love to see you in our next episode. Talk to you next week. Thank you.
Bye, guys.